Okay, so I'm going to be recording every day from now on, and I'm going to try and make sure I make it every day. And so that's my commitment, and I'm always going to be telling you facts about the Bible or about facts about living, um, just things that are suggested that are make it easier for us to live as people. So one of the things I'm going to talk about today might be a bit controversial, but it's nevertheless true. I'm going to make a statement that you may not believe at first until I explain what it means. And that is that hell is the mercy of God. What that means is hell is the mercy of God. When you look at that and you look at that statement, you go, what in the world? That can't be. There's no way that hell is the mercy of God. Well, let me explain. So, first of all, there is nothing upon the face of the earth that is made for the non-believer. There is nothing on the face of the earth that's made for the non-believer. If the world stopped creating true believers in Jesus, then God would destroy the earth. There would be no reason for the earth to exist or continue if it did not create true believers anymore. So I think when we get to the end, when we get close to the end where Jesus is going to come and call his faithful home, we are getting close to where it's going to be a time when it is going to be very close to impossible for the world to create true believers. People are going to go astray so much that it's going to be nearly impossible. There still will be faithful here. But when I look at it, and when you look at it, what I'm talking about is God is love. Love is God. Okay, so they are the same. God and love are the same. They are not two different things. They are the same thing. When we look at what hell is, we say, well, that's not even in the character of God. And it's not. It's not in the character of God to create hell. So, well, we say, okay, the devil forced the hand of God. And so therefore, God made hell because the devil forced the hand of God. Well, that's one reasoning that you can look at, and I say that is true. But what I am talking about is that you will never ever have to worry about walking down the street and being attacked ever again. You will never again have to worry about someone lying to you and hurting you, someone combating you or calling false claims about you, degrading you, or any other thing like that. So what I'm saying is true. Hell is the mercy of God for his people, because forevermore, those people who harm other people are going to be put away so they cannot harm anyone else ever again. Those people who make lies and lie to people and hurt people that way, they are going to be set aside, and they will never hurt another person. So what I'm saying is true. Hell is for the mercy of God for his people, because we will not have to tolerate such things anymore. So when we look at in the biblical case, you say, well, maybe that's so, but who's going to go to hell? And we look at it, and over again, you see people that claim that, oh, you have to have good works and you have to do all these things in order to be saved. When I point at the cross and I say, look at the cross, because on the cross there was two thieves on either side of Jesus, hung on either side of Jesus. One said, if you're God, or if you're the Son of God, then take us down off the cross and save us, and save yourself. That's what the one man said. And then the other thief on the other side of the cross said, don't you fear God? We are here because of what we have done. This man has done nothing amiss. And he said, Lord, he called him Lord. He said, Lord, remember me when you come into thy kingdom. So when he says Lord, he's saying, I make you my Lord. And when he's saying, remember me when you come into thy kingdom, he's putting his faith in Jesus. Now, you look at this, that man absolutely cannot change anything he's done. He's on a cross. He's nailed to a cross. What is he going to do? He can't change anything that he's ever done, nor can he live a better life. He cannot, by works, lift his stature above where he's at. What's he going to do? He's on a cross. A couple hours, somebody's going to come and break his legs, so he dies. So there's absolutely nothing that he can do to change his past. But yet, Jesus said that, you will be with me in paradise this day. So he's saying, I am going to save you because you called upon me. When we look at what so many times we think, oh, well, what I've done is unforgivable. There's no way that Jesus can forgive me for those things I've done. Who is this God of heaven? Who is this God? Is it Jesus? Is it not Jesus? Some people have questions about that. Many people have many questions about faith and how to walk with God and what is the right way. How is people saved? Do you know how people are saved? What is the method that saves a soul? When we look at these things, that man on the cross, he's on the cross, he's nailed to a cross, he can't change a single thing. The only thing that he can do is put his faith in Jesus. And that's how you are saved. You're not saved because you've had a great life and you've done all these good things. And neither are you saved by those things which you may do in the future. When we look at what Jesus did, Jesus died, and it says in two different places in the Bible that Jesus died for all. That means for all people. Jesus died for all people. Then it says in another place, Jesus died for all. And it's in talking about there, well, Jesus died for all sins. So no matter who you are, even if you're Hitler, Jesus died for the sins of every human being who has ever lived. Because if you look at it, Jesus died for all. No matter who you are, there is a path that you can take where you can come into salvation, and it's not by anything you do. You cannot be saved by your own hand or your own power. The way you can be saved is by believing in Jesus. You believe and put your faith. That guy on the cross, he can't change anything. He can't change anything he did or anything he's done. He can't like jump off the cross and all of a sudden have great and mighty works, so thereby he can be saved. The only thing he can do is believe, and that's it. And Lord, remember me. And he didn't even say, Lord, have mercy on my soul. Lord, forgive me. Lord, save me. He said, Lord, remember me. When you come into thy kingdom, remember me. He can't change anything. He's not trying to cover up anything he's done. He's on a cross, obviously, and he admits, I am here by what I did. And so we have to come to the truth. That's the first thing we have to do, is come to the truth. And it's the truth about us and the truth about what we have done, and just lay it out before God. Forgive me of my trespasses. Remember me when you come into thy kingdom. Remember me for mercy's sake. You can say it however you want in your own words, but laying yourself out before him and asking him for forgiveness, ask him to remember you when he comes into thy kingdom, is the pathway to salvation. There is no other criteria. It's not by great and mighty works, and you're not condemned to hell because you have sinned. What qualifies a person to believe in Jesus? Do you know? It is sin. It is sin that qualifies you to believe in Jesus, qualifies you for salvation. You cannot have works worthy of salvation in and of your own hand. But those works which you have are the works which you are laying out before Christ. Forgive me of my trespasses. Lead me into thy kingdom. Show me how to live. Show me how to walk from here. And above all things, we're asking for mercy upon our souls. And he who is merciful. Think about this. Jesus taught his disciples, if a man should come to you 70 times in one day, 70 times in one day, you shall forgive him. So he who teaches his disciples 70 times in one day, obviously will forgive you also. So even if you came to, I don't even remember, I don't think I've ever had that bad of a day. I can't remember ever having that bad of a day where I had to come even to Jesus 70 times in one day and say, Lord, forgive me. I don't think I've ever had that bad of a day. But the Lord said to his disciples, even if your brother would come to you 70 times in one day, you shall forgive him. So he who speaks and teaches that to his disciples is also one who practices that. So no matter who you are, you come to the Lord and you ask for forgiveness and you take up your cross and follow me. That's what another thing Jesus said. Take up your cross and follow me. Now, a lot of people believe and they get mixed up. You're not following Jesus for salvation. You are following Jesus because of salvation. Because of salvation that you have already received by his hand. Thank you.